Hi friends, welcome on YourPedia, and this video is related to the information about Indian Space Research Organization, which is required for the interview of ISRO. Many of you have got call for the interview of ISRO, and the weightage of the interview is 50%. Now in the interview of ISRO, there is a HR part also. 20% is HR, 80% is technical. Technical, they will ask you 5 favorite subjects, and then they will ask you questions from those subjects. There will be board on which you have to write and you have to give answers, everything. As far as HR is concerned, in ISRO, your background, academic background, they will ask you like BTech from where you have done, MTech if you are doing, what is the project of BTech, MTech, what you have done in internship, have you done some apprenticeship, what was your final year BTech project, and related things. One normally they ask you one commonly asked question in the HR part of ISRO is information related to ISRO. They would like to see whether you have interest in ISRO. Do you know the organization? I mean, whenever you are going for some interview, you should have knowledge about the organization for which you are going. Like ISRO interview ke liye if you are going, you should have knowledge about ISRO. That is very, very important. Now this document is available on our website of YourPedia. Please download this document. If you are going for any interview in ISRO, this document will be relevant. ISRO is a premium, prestigious space research organization of India, and there are different things you should know about this organization. Where are the different centers of ISRO? Where is the head office? Where is the launching station of ISRO? Where is the design center of ISRO, space application center of ISRO, engines, propulsion centers of ISRO. So there are different places and different facilities. You should know about that. Second, you should be aware about certain terminologies. What are the kind of launching stations, launching vehicles like PSLV, SLV, ASLV, PSLV, GSLV. What is geosynchronous? What is sun synchronous, what is remote sensing satellite, what is communication satellite, who is the chief of ISRO, what is Antriksh, what is Navik, what is the commercial arm of ISRO. You should have knowledge about that. Now this document covers everything. Go through this document, and after that go to the website of ISRO. Certain important things I am mentioning here is like ISRO as a space agency in India comes under which ministry or which department. So there is a Department of Space, it comes under Prime Minister Office or something. I will just show you that. So Department of Space, it comes under Department of Space. Vikram Sarabhai, ISRO Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, this Vikram Sarabhai is a famous scientist of India. So ISRO was formed on 15th August 1969. So earlier version of this was INCO SPAR, you will get the details of that. So that something which you should know. So space technologies, the main objective of ISRO or Department of Space is to develop the technology, space technologies, and obviously communication satellites are created for broadcasting and other remote sensing satellites. There are different launch vehicles, as I was telling you, these are used for that. Launch vehicle is nothing but, you must have seen on Diwali festival, you have a rocket. There is a rocket which you firecracker sort of. You keep a bottle and then firecracker and then you ignite it, right? So that is example of satellite actually. Launch vehicle is like a bottle in which you keep it and then it goes up. So those launch vehicles you should be aware. Head office is in Bangalore, and there are different centers. This paragraph is important. Vikram Sarabhai Space Center launch vehicles are built in Thiruvananthapuram, that is one of the very big center in Kerala. Satellites are designed and developed at UR Rao Satellite Center, Bangalore. Integration and launching of satellites and launch vehicle is from Satish Dhawan Space Center, Shri Harikota. Launch is done from there, and I will show you the map also. Similarly, Liquid Propulsion System Center is in Bangalore, Center for Communication and Remote Sensing Satellite. So those things are Space Application Center is in Ahmedabad, and remote sensing satellites. So these are different centers: Ahmedabad, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Shri Harikota. So which center is where and what is the purpose, that you should know. Then activities are taken care of the chairman of ISRO, who is also secretary of Department of Space. So that also you should know who is the present chairman of ISRO. what is the vision of ISRO, what is the mission of ISRO. Now these things will be helpful for you to answer the question why you want to be part of ISRO. Because sometimes they ask you why you want to join ISRO. Sir, ISRO is the very prestigious space research organization, and my inclination or interest to do research activities since college days, that is one of the reasons I want to be part of it. And moreover, then you can take certain things from here, that it is working for the national development. Like whenever you say, I want to join HPCL because it is working in national development, but you check it out whether there is a part of vision or not. Maybe the vision of HPCL is like economic development of the country, or to make a country self-sufficient, self-reliant in particular direction. So vision and mission are very helpful for you to provide the answer of why you want to join particular organization. And then objectives. So what are the objectives? You should be knowing about the objectives, and you should be knowing about the terminologies. So PSLV, SLV, GSLV, navigation satellites, what do you mean by earth observation application satellites, so remote sensing satellites. So those things you should be knowing. So these are the objectives of creation of ISRO. Then organizational structure, I was telling you, like Prime Minister, and then Space Commission is there, Department of Space is there, in which ISRO is there. So ISRO comes under Department of Space. The chairman of ISRO and Secretary of Department of Space is the chairman of ISRO only, and Department of Space comes under Prime Minister. So it is directly under Prime Minister, Department of Space. So if he asks you which ministry, under which ministry it comes, so you should say it is under Prime Minister. And there are some central PSCs, public sectors, Antriksh and NSIL, they are the commercial arms of ISRO. Antriksh and NSIL, we will discuss about it. These are the commercial wings of ISRO, which deal with selling of this ISRO and products to the global markets. Now Antriksh Corporation Limited, which is in Bangalore, is Government of India's owned company, and this is basically was created as a private limited company, but owned by government in 1992, and it was a marketing arm of ISRO for promotion of commercial exploitation of space products. So that is what you should know. So actually whatever ISRO is making the products, if they are to be sold in the international market, Antriksh is the body for that. Then some more things like Department of Space and headquarter of ISRO. So Department of Space is basically the main under which ISRO comes. And what are the various programs under Department of Space? Launch vehicle programs is there, like INSAT program for telecommunication, remote sensing satellites. Remote sensing and communication satellite means communication satellite is a heavy satellite, and it is at 36,000 kilometers above the surface of Earth near equator. So whenever you see communication satellite, it will look like stationary. Remote sensing satellite on the other hand is rotating from north to south pole. Remote sensing satellite is somewhere 900 kilometers above surface of Earth, north to south, and remote sensing satellite, as the name shows, it will see the entire surface of Earth. Remotely it will see the surface of Earth. It has different purpose. Communication satellite is at 36,000 kilometer above the surface of Earth. It is geostationary. That means with respect to Earth, it will look like stationary. But remote sensing satellite will be visible to you moving from north to south pole. And I think in 7-8 hours it will make a complete circle around Earth. That is a remote sensing satellite. So remote sensing satellite, INSAT is Indian National Satellite, that is communication satellite. And other things also like creation of other facilities like Thamba Equatorial Rocket Launch Station near Thiruvananthapuram. So this all is the history of ISRO and how it was created. And the head office of ISRO is Antriksh Bhavan in Bangalore. Now Indian Institute of Space Science and Technology is the Asia's first space university, and it was created recently in 2007 in Thiruvananthapuram. And presently obviously it is located 20 km from Thiruvananthapuram on Valyamala hills. So this actually is the institute, you should be aware. And Indian Institute of Remote Sensing, it is in Dehradun, again very prestigious, and purpose is remote sensing and geoinformatics, and application through education and training program at post graduation level. So Indian Institute of Remote Sensing also provides you higher educational courses. Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, this is also in Thiruvananthapuram, and it is a lead center of ISRO. which is responsible for design and development of launch vehicle technology. And major programs of Vikram Sarabhai Space Centers are Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle. Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle is the most successful launch vehicle of ISRO. Earlier there used to be Satellite Launch Vehicle, SLV, then Augmented Satellite Launch Vehicle, then Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, then this GSLV, and this is the Geosynchronous Satellite Launch Vehicle. Normally GSLV is used for heavy satellites and this is used for lighter satellites. But the most successful launch vehicle has been Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle. So this is some terminology you should be aware. And then Satish Dhawan Space Center, that is Shri Harikota. This is the spaceport of India, that means launching station from where the satellites are launched. They are from Shri Harikota high altitude ranges, that is SHAR, and there are two launching pads in Satish Dhawan Space Center. So this is the map, friends, where ISRO centers all over India are located. So as you can see, it all starts from Semiconductor Lab in Chandigarh to Indian Remote Sensing Satellites, Indian Remote Sensing Station in Dehradun, then Lucknow, Jodhpur, Bhopal, Ahmedabad Space Application Center, Mumbai, Hassan in Karnataka, Shri Harikota from where you launch, and Kerala mein Trivandrum, and then Mahendragiri in Tamil Nadu. So these are the stations, they are centers of ISRO, and you should be very clear that which center is located at which place in India. Sometime he will ask you that in the interview. So all the details in this document are provided. ISRO Propulsion Complex, Mahendragiri, as in Tamil Nadu we were discussing. So ISRO Propulsion Complex, where state of art facilities for propulsion technologies are provided. Integration testing of propellant engines and cryogenic engines, that everything is provided there. Master control facility is in Hassan in Karnataka and also in Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh, which monitors and controls geostationary satellites. So control facility, the moment satellite is launched, so from the ground how you want to control it, that is master control facility. Space Application Center is in Ahmedabad, and this basically is to develop various application, airborne instruments, payloads. So whatever is required in the satellites, that is developed here. So communication, navigation, remote sensing needs of the countries. It basically provides various scientific and planetary missions also, like Chandrayaan-1, Mars, communication transponder, communication satellites, everything. So there are two campuses of Space Application Center, and there are multidisciplinary activities at these two campuses in Ahmedabad. So you should know where is the Space Application Center, and what it does is design and develops optical and microwave sensors for the satellites and image processing. So all these are the activities of Space Application Center. The commercial wing other than Antariksh is New Space India Limited, NSIL, and it was recently incorporated 6 March 2019, and it's a commercial wing of Indian Space Research Organization. And what are the business areas of NSIL are production of launch vehicles, right, and making the satellites, like communication, earth observation, transfer of technology, those are the commercial activities. Physical Research Lab is in Ahmedabad, again it's a autonomous units of Department of Space, deals with astronomy, astrophysics, solar physics, planetary science. So planetary exploration programs, Physical Research Lab is related to that. Human Space Flight Center, it was also recently created, and Gaganyaan is the project which is manned project. I mean, to send human being in the space, the project is Gaganyaan. So if in the interview ask you, that is a Gaganyaan, and for that entire facility has been created, which is called Human Space Flight Center. It is in Bangalore only. So end-to-end mission, it is for entire crew survival, crew sending and everything. Shri Somanachi is the chairman and secretary of Department of Space, and he became in January 2022, and he was director earlier, Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, and which was responsible for launch vehicle technology development. He has also been Director of Liquid Propulsion System Center at Thiruvananthapuram, and he joined Vikram Sarabhai Space Center in 1985. So these are some of the informations, and he is BTech in Mechanical Engineering, and then he has done his Masters in Aerospace Engineering from ISC Bangalore. Okay, now communication satellite, we have INSAT series, Indian National Satellites, which are communication satellite, and it was established in 1983. So there are more than 200 transponders in sea, extended sea, Ku-band telecommunication. So what is that communication satellite series is INSAT. Purpose is telecommunication, television broadcasting, and satellite news gathering or something. So these are the recently launched communication satellite. Remote sensing satellite, I was explaining you, these are called IRS, Indian Remote Sensing Series, started with 1988, and the purpose is like, you know, we get the data for agriculture, water resource, urban planning, so remotely we have to get that data. Disaster management में इसका बहुत important role होता है, disaster management. So these are the applications of remote sensing satellite. So recently remote sensing satellites for earth observation, they were launched. So communication satellites for communication, remote sensing satellite for earth observation. मैंने आपको पहले बता दिया कितनी हाइट पे ये लोग ये कितना सैटेलाइट लॉन्च करते हैं, कितने हाइट पे ये घूमते हैं. स्पेस साइंस एंड एक्सप्लोरेशन लाइक एस्ट्रोनॉमी, एस्ट्रोफिजिक्स उस पर्पज़ के लिए होता है. सम इम्पॉर्टेंट सैटेलाइट्स लाइक एस्ट्रो सैटेलाइट, first dedicated Indian astronomy satellite it is. So details you should know, and when was it launched. Mars orbiter mission, first interplanetary mission to planet Mars, that was also launched. And Chandrayaan 1, India's first mission to moon, so it was in October 2008. Chandrayaan 2, Chandrayaan 3, so you should be aware. Aditya is for studying of sun. Just go through these satellites, names of these satellites, you should have some idea about it. Then satellite navigation is basically the satellite based navigation system, GPS basically, and GPS aided geo augmented navigation, which is called Gagan, not Gaganyaan but Gagan. So you should have some idea about it, which is satellite based augmentation system. It is Airport Authority of India and ISRO is doing it. Right. So similarly NAVIC is very important, Indian satellite based position system. So if suppose he asks you GPS, global positioning system, that is of America, and GPS version of India is called NAVIC. So navigation satellite system, that is Indian regional navigation system satellite system, that is NAVIC, and positioning system. So there are couple of satellites which are involved in it. So ISRO has built total 9 satellites for this. 8 are in orbit, 3 are in geostationary, remaining in geosynchronous orbits. So they are there, right. The rest launch services, as I was telling you, like SLV, PSLV, GSLV, just read this: low Earth orbit, geostationary, synchronous transfer orbit. So GSLV is having cryogenic engine, and it is for heavier satellites like 2200 kilogram into geostationary or geosynchronous transfer orbit. And similarly, small के लिए SSLV 500 kilogram satellites, low Earth orbit. So these terminologies should be known to you. So what is PSLV, what is GSLV, that idea you should have. You just go through this, and some idea about GSLV, PSLV he may ask you, that you should have. So what are the different kind of launch vehicles: SLV, ASLV, SSLV, PSLV, GSLV. So this you should have some knowledge and just revise this. These are being used as of now: PSLV, GSLV, and launch vehicle Mark III sounding rockets. Under development are human rated launch vehicles, and these are some satellite launcher which are retired now, SLV and ASLV. So what is satellite launch vehicles? I have given you some information about it, so that also you please go through. And working of launch vehicles, in case you want to go through little bit more about it, how many stages are there, payload and everything. Payload means the kind of information, system which goes with the satellite, and different stages are removed as it flies forward. rocket propulsion system, Newton's third law of motion, that is how it flies. Multiple stages are there: fuel and propellant, guiding system, payload firing. So you should be aware about this. So what is SLV? It was started SLV 3 in 1980. Dr. Abdul Kalam has mentioned about the sounding rocket in his book Wings of Fire. So that was first project he started working with, and this was the first experimental satellite launched by launch vehicle. 1980 it was launched. Then ASLV came, and then other launch vehicles also came. So sounding rocket, it used to make a sound, and it was first sounding rocket from Thamba near Thiruvananthapuram. Right. So these are some of the details about this. So I think this much information, friends, is sufficient for you to answer your question of HR in ISRO. Take this document and also visit the website of ISRO. The most important information we have jotted it down. Just revise it and come for the HR with the mentors of YourPedia, where we will ask you a couple of questions and your technical questions also. All the very best. ISRO is a great, wonderful organization. Don't miss to join it. If you have got interview call, convert it. Thank you.